St. Barnabas Presbyterian Church, a congregation of the Presbyterian Church USA, would like to honor you today for your many years of service here. You served as pastor of this church for nearly half of its history. You have been a distinguished leader, a faithful shepherd, and our congregation has grown in our faith in Jesus Christ and has dramatically increased our mission and outreach because of your challenging ministry. The life of our church is richer and fuller because we have had you living and working among us. On January 13th, 2019, the session voted unanimously. On January 22nd, the Committee on Ministry of Grace Presbytery approved, and the congregation subsequently voted unanimously on January 27th to honor you with the title Pastor Emeritus according to this motion. That, effective March 10th, 2019, the Reverend Thomas C. Gibbons, honorably retired, is to be named Pastor Emeritus of St. Barnabas Presbyterian Church in Richardson, Texas.
Thomas C. Gibbons, do you not accept this recognition to which you have been elected by the session and the congregations and work of the Presbyterian Church? And will you now receive the honorary title of Pastor Emeritus?
You and I will.
She and her husband immigrated here from, I think, Hungary several years ago.
I'll try to be swift. Can you hear me back there? Take out the insert to your bulletin.
There.
If there's one thing that it has to be at St. Barnabas in many different configurations, it's outreach. Uniformly, this congregation has been receptive and responsive to outreach. Cornelia Lundgren was being very honest when she talked a little bit about her background in being working. What she was doing was work as a dietitian. She was also a dietitian, a senior dietitian for Head Start. And it was largely through Cornelia's urging that when Providence Hall was built, the kitchen was a commercial kitchen.
I didn't know that.
Potential to be used for Head Start, for Meals on Wheels, those kinds of things. One more indication, at least, of the openness of this congregation to work. Reaching out to one's neighbors, it seems to me, is the very, very crux of what Jesus had to say. Now, quick Bible study. Those of you who are here, a young man came to Jesus and said, "Well, who is my neighbor?" How did Jesus answer? Thank you very much. He answered with the parable of the Good Samaritan, which means neighbors are near and far. Neighbors are people who are rejected, but nevertheless accepted by those who choose to follow Jesus. Neighbors can be surprising, always. So keep up the good work with the neighbors. Keep up the good work with the neighbors, and I have to say, I'm delighted to be back in the community without pastoral responsibility. There are your pastors. I'm just emeritus. With all my heart. Thank you.
Conferring this title on you is a privilege for me in many ways. You know what? Y'all can sit. You don't have to stand. it's a privilege for me in many ways because you've been my mentor in a lot of ways, and I am very grateful for your friendship and for your ministry to me. So this is also a way, I'm not going to cry because I'm not going to make you cry. This is also a way that we can recognize your distinguished service and say we love you. And you are indeed our beloved former pastor. But this recognition, and I say this to you and mostly for everyone else, carries with it no professional responsibility. That nothing is required of you. That you have been our distinguished leader and our faithful shepherd, and our congregation has grown in faith, in size, and numbers, and dramatically increased because of your being here. I want you to know also that this is a visible and a symbolic way that to you and to the rest of the community and to the denomination that we have great esteem and honor for you. Yeah, thank you. Jan?
I could turn it off.
As we stood in the narthex, Tom and I were observing that the last time we sat on this pew together was for Katie's installation. And in the middle of the service, I asked him to be part of a Presbyterian administrative commission for Grace Plano. And he said, "You're not going to do that again today, are you?"
I promise no, Judy, no.
No, I have not. I want to say thank you to this congregation for your witness and your affirmation of Tom as not just your pastor, but as your friend and as your colleague. And as Cordelia and Katie were speaking, I thought, this is the best of what church looks like. When pastors have an opportunity to be led by congregations in the same way they lead congregations. And that is embodied by both Katie and Tom. Tom, I called up Queen Elizabeth and I asked her if you were a candidate for knighthood. And she said, how much time does he spend in Australia anyway? And I said, enough to count.
Got a daughter living in Australia.
And she said, okay, but you know, this goes through more processes than Presbyterian.
They adopted twin Korean girls.
So,
And then
moving
later,
on, I
Korean boy.
called up the Nobel Prize Peace
Grandpa
Award
loved that
Committee.
boy, and they were best
And I
friends.
explained to them that to be a pastor meant that you had to be involved in a great deal of peacemaking, both in the community and in the church. Sometimes at session meetings, sometimes among members, sometimes in pastoral counseling. And they said, we think that's even more than what a Nobel Peace Prize would be. So then I called up my buddy John Starkle, who's almost always available, and said, what do you think, O wise sage? And he said, the session has voted. And so Tom, congratulations on behalf of Grace Presbytery in honor of your years of ministry, your faithfulness to the gospel of Jesus Christ, and the fact that you still say yes instead of no. We give thanks. Thanks be to God.
Thank you. This is yours.